Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lay Frame Podcast. We're here at the compound, me and the beautiful bearded beauty, Chris Newman. And in the house, guys, this is another one of our Aussie companions from the other side of the world. We had Bo Ramon a few episodes back, and now in the house, we have Mr. Luke Shepard. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good. How about yourselves?
Oh, we're doing great. Glad to have you on, man. Glad to have you on. So this is
pleasure.
Because fellow mini trucker, we had Bo, and now we got you, and it's just crazy to see how the scene is so crazy out there with you guys. You guys are like killing it in the park, man. With
absolutely, we're a lot smaller over here, but we like to have a bit of quality.
Oh, yeah. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself, man.
So I'm Shep. I'm 35 from Newcastle, Australia. New South Wales is our state. Newcastle's about 2 hours north of Sydney, so majority of Americans probably know Sydney, but maybe not Newcastle. So yeah, just a small city. Grew up around here and never left the place. Probably got into mini trucking about 2007. So still probably a lot fresher than a lot of you American guys that have been in it a lot longer than what we have. But yeah, so and then yeah, it's pretty much.
When you started in it, when you started in 07, what got you into doing it? Was like, did you have a couple friends that were already mini trucking, or did?
Yeah, well, I had my best mate. So I had a Holden Commodore wagon, which is like your GMs, so your Chev wagon. I had 20-inch wheels on it, which is pretty cool at the time back in 2007. And then my best mate, Jake Swab, he had a Holden Rodeo, so your Isuzu pup. Just single cab, roll pan, shaved doors, nothing too special, just slammed and static. And then he said to me, "Oh, you want to go to a show called East Coast Cruise?" And I was like, "Yeah, no worries." I knew nothing really about it.
ECC, correct? ECC.
Sorry. Yes, ECC. Yeah. So that was 2007, and went down to a place called Bateman's Bay, so down the south coast of the New South Wales coast.
Nice.
About 7-8 hours drive from me in Newcastle.
Oh wow.
Headed down there, and my world changed.
How many gas stations in between that, or how many petrol stations in between that?
You'd have a fair few. I mean, it's pretty built up. So yeah, any time that you're going, especially on the coast, like anywhere on the coast, you wouldn't have a problem with gas stations. I mean, if you go out into the country areas, you might be struggling a bit, but yeah, no, it's pretty easy. There's quite a lot of built up towns. So, the town I grew up, like Newcastle, it's got like 500,000 people now. So,
wow,
it's quite a big town. So, yeah.
What year is the truck in the background? What year?
So that's 89 Holden Rodeo. So Isuzu Space Cab, and then it's Buick V6, which we got out of our early model Commodores, Holden Commodores. And then it's got the MUs front and rear. So I think the Amigo is your Isuzu over there. Yeah, so
that would be the Amigo, or we have the Isuzu. We got the Space Cab.
Yes, So
the Rodeo, or the Rodeo, like you guys call it, is like the SUV one for us.
Yes, yeah. So they're pretty popular over here. Them and the Toyota Hilux are probably the two biggest mini trucks. Like your Tacoma, they're the two biggest. But I mean, we get most of the stuff that you guys have over in the States, except we don't get a lot of Chevs, and we don't get a lot of the bigger Toyotas. So most of ours are small.
So mostly like Mazdas
Mazdas, Nissans. We have a Nissan Navara, and then
the Ford Courier is literally a Mazda, right?
Yes.
Or is it?
Yes, pretty well the same.
Is there anything different of like some of the models of the Isuzu you know, like I know, is there slight differences of body types compared to
Absolutely, yeah. So pretty well, most of the Toyota Hilux that we have over here is completely different to your Tacoma. Like there's a few guys over here, like Toasty from ST. I don't know what you've heard of before, but he's virtually turned his dual cab, so 4-door Hilux, into a Tacoma, which is, you know, doesn't get seen here. Yeah, exactly right. So. Yeah, and the same with Jazzy. Like Jazzy's Jazzy from Chaos.
Badass. If you ever see her, let her know to hit us up. We'd love to have her on the show.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I usually see her a few times a year, but East Coast Cruise this year got postponed, so which was a massive bummer. But it's usually in November, and always looking forward to that. I think I've been to everyone. I've missed one since 2007, since I've started going. So,
yeah, because I know you come over here to the States didn't you come here to watch a soccer game or a football game, I believe?
I came over to watch a very small game called the Super Bowl. So yeah, no, it was my dad's 60th birthday, and he said to myself and my brother, I want to go to the Super Bowl. And I'm a little bit into NFL. Don't hate me for it, but I follow the Baltimore Ravens. But yeah, so we headed over 2022. So yeah, I met up with Bobby McCurdy.
Bobby's
and Rachel, and he is. Yeah. And Big D, and then we went to Joe Molina's house from
Big D is an old roommate of mine. I used
radio, yeah.
I used to live with Big D for a few years. So
I first met him over here. He came to Australia many years ago, and I think I went out for dinner with him and Bobby and Rachel. So
that's cool, man.
I was good people.
I let him know that I had Bo on. And he's like, oh man, you should hit up a few people out there. He goes, I know a few people. I was like, all right, cool, you know.
It's a small world, the mini truck world.
It is. Because a lot of people don't realize, like, you know, you meet somebody here and then later, like, oh, I know that dude. I met that over here one day. You know, it's like,
yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly right.
Is there anything difference of the scene that is different from the States compared to here? Like the laws, like when we interviewed Bo was talking about canaries. He's talking about canaries.
How many canaries do you have?
I've been red stickered once, which is you got to get your truck towed. So tow truck has to come pick up your truck. This one behind me, 2 yellows. So 2 canaries only when it was early days. This is fully engineered in New South Wales to drive.
Okay, so that's a good question. What I wanted to ask now that we're to that.
Yeah.
When you're building a truck out there, what is the bylaws, or what do you guys have to go through to get it to be able to get a plate on the back of that thing?
Yeah, so every state's different, but they're very similar, but every state has their own different laws. I'll talk New South Wales, my state. So pretty well, if you're building if you're customizing a vehicle at all, you need to go through a vehicle engineer, and you need to ask him, what he can or what you can or can't do. So, for example, the word C-notch is actually been sort of banned by New South Wales. So we call them flow notches now. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just the wording changes to get around the laws. So pretty well, any chassis modification, any suspension, engine, anything that you're going to do to modify a stock vehicle needs to be certified by an engineer to say that is safe to be driven on the road. Yeah, I'd say probably when I got into the scene, 2007 to 2010, there was a lot of backyard builds happening, and sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. Mine's a backyard build; it's built in a shed, but there was a lot of dodgy stuff around.
Like sketchy stuff,
sketchy stuff, and that's sort of been, you know, it's gone now. It's all because of the way engineering is and the way that. So pretty well, my number plate. Oh, hang on, my number plate here. That's a conditional number plate. So I'm allowed to drive it 60 days a year. I've got a logbook. Yeah.
What?
So,
Wait
and
a
I
minute.
pay $50 for registration a year.
You pay $50 a year, but you
Yeah.
can only drive it 60 days out of the year.
60 days. Yeah. Because it's 30 years old. So if you have a 30-year-old vehicle, you can put it on special registration.
Oh, okay. All right. And it just differs on how the levels of the registry.
Absolutely. Yeah. And pretty much
That's
the cops have, as soon as my number plate goes through a police scanner, my
Yeah.
engineering papers will come up on their computer.
Mhm.
So
just
I-
like they do here, they run your plate. They run your plate like they run our plates down here.
yes, yeah, yeah. But pretty well, I think that's probably why I've never been pulled over, is because my papers come up and they go, "Oh, he's legit. You know, he's not
Okay.
breaking the law."
Right.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. And how much does somebody have to inspect it? Do you take it somewhere to get inspected?
yeah, so there's a certain amount of people that are registered with the New South Wales, same with Queensland and Victoria. And so my engineer, his name's Rob Elliott, and he's in Sydney. So the first time we started building, he came to my house, inspected, had a look, and then wrote down a few things, gave me a report to say, this is how you need to do this is how you need to do that. This is how you should be setting up your suspension. And going from there, because we're not legally allowed to be touching the ground, so we have to have spaces. I'm happy to say I don't have spaces. So.
Our spacers are 2 switches and bam, bam, that's a space.
Yes, yeah. So we're legally supposed to have some form of bump stop to stop it from hitting the ground. I'm happy to say I don't use that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Is your truck traditional doored? Is it bodied?
No, it's not bodied at all. So mine's just lay chassis, lay frame, and then it's drop spindles in the front, but not body drop. No, it's not impossible, but it is a lot harder to get a body drop truck engineered. But there are a lot of guys who can do it. Yeah, there's a lot of do's and don'ts that you shouldn't do, and things that you can do. But when I built mine, how when I built mine? 2009, 2010. I built this. I wasn't ever planning for body dropping. So yeah,
that's crazy, man. Wow.
So
engineering. Wow. Over here, you got dudes at the backyard building it and getting it done. And building cars that are like, people can't believe that it was done in the backyard.
Yeah, well, I think that there's some states over in America, and Arizona might be one, but I've heard you can drive down the road with no tub and no doors.
Yeah. So in Arizona,
you can drive with windshield as long as you have goggles.
So
that is awesome. That is so
here
good.
it's like it pretty much it all handles for like the off-road guys and the Jeep guys.
Yep.
So like, and if you have to drive your vehicle, like we drove his truck with no front hat, with like not even a front clip on.
Oh no, we had the radiator support, the driver's side fender, no bumper,
and no left fender. Yeah. And we went literally around the block and passed by the police station, got back to the house because I just wanted to make sure like it wasn't like hard.
Yeah.
Because he wrecked his truck. So
if you did that here, you'd get arrested.
No.
And see, I've done the goggles thing because when I was doing dirt track, you don't have a windshield. You just have netting. You just have
So just
when you're driving around, just to added per.
You're just driving around with big old goggles.
Driving around with dirt track goggles. You're driving around with motocross goggles.
Oh, that's hilarious. And
over here at the moment, probably the last 2-3 years, the 4-wheel drive guys are the ones that are getting picked on the most for like lift kits or anything like that. Because there's certain, you can't go low and you can't go high.
So you got to find happy medium, so they can not be mad.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, they want you to fit in a square box, pretty much.
Yes. Yeah. It's getting pretty silly. Like they are pretty much, government and police are more or less saying, buy a car off the brand new lot and don't touch it. That's where it's getting to. Like, it's not that crazy, but that's where it's getting.
Yeah,
to.
yeah, like to the point where like, why don't you just buy a new car? And you're like, no, I don't want to look
Yes.
like everybody else.
Yeah. But that's the thing I love about mini trucking is that anything's customized. You can customize anything you want.
Oh yeah. I think I seen one video where they showed here they're called Santa Cruzes, but over there they're the Al Caminos. They're
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of those that are like modified. I'm like, that's a brand new car still, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yep.
You know, you're still sitting on the ground, you know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, that's it.
dang, that's crazy. Yeah, just go get it. Yeah, like I want to pay that much for a car payment. Like I don't know how much the car payment is over there, but over here they're like people are paying $700-800 a month.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't pay anything, thank God. Yeah.
No, I don't pay anything. Oh, my wife's car. My wife's got a Nissan X-Trail. It's a 2018 model. So we got a finance on that, and it's nearly paid off now. But yeah. But other than that, I have a work car. So this comes out maybe once or twice a month. I drive it to work, and yeah.
Nice. Okay.
If you think about it, I mean, you got 60 days.
And it depends on how the weather is too out there. Depends on the weather, right? If everyone's cruising.
I got no air conditioning in here, so I'm a little bit of a
God,
softie.
we don't either.
90% of the mini truckers in Arizona, as hot as it is, none of us have AC.
And then the ones that have AC are like, I don't know. I don't know if I should run it. Or turn it on.
Yeah. No, there's a few guys. There's a few guys that run AC, and you know that they have because you drive past them and they got their windows up.
Yeah.
And you're like,
you. I got a convertible, so I'm just like, no matter what, like I'm screwed anyway. So
that's it.
Yeah. No top on, top off, fucking sun or not, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Driving
that's it.
I don't drive it much. It just sits in the carport a lot, you know.
I drive mine mostly this time of year, so we're just coming out of winter. So it's like I looked it up before. I think it's about 70 Fahrenheit today. So it's quite nice. It's very nice.
17?
70. Yeah.
70. You said it's 70 Fahrenheit.
70.
So it's 70. It's like 70 over there.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's sweater weather.
Yeah.
Almost
For
sweater.
us, that's like shorts weather for us.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you guys are like over 100. Like,
oh yeah, we're like in the 120s and the like.
Oh man, no, can't do that.
Like in the summertime, you can literally. I would take frozen food with me to work and throw it on my dashboard. So by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's piping hot and ready to go. In the summertime, I would literally do that for lunch. Just buy frozen stuff and throw it on top of the dash. And
yeah.
You know, it's ready.
Yeah. Our summers here get to a little bit over 100, but it's more humid, so it's more humid than your dry heat.
Like Texas.
Yeah, but where I am, we don't snow or anything in winter. It's we got snowfields probably about 3 or 4 hours drive from me, but we don't get anywhere near as cold as what it does in Arizona.
Okay, yeah, for us, it's like going to Flagstaff up north when we do cruise to the Pines.
Yep.
Yeah.
More north.
Yeah, way more north. So that's what we do. So like that's crazy. You guys all get together and cruise like your club, No Clearance. Is that a club that you're in? Did you start with them or?
In 2007, myself and 5 or 6 other guys from Newcastle, we started it. Just hanging out together, and we're like, oh, we should have a club, and No Clearance came about. And then, it grew to maybe about 30 to 35 members. And we've probably backed off a little bit now as people get older and have kids and, sell their trucks. But there's probably still maybe 15 of us running around. So, but we've got a member in Tasmania. We've got a few guys in Sydney. Out west in a place called Dubbo, which is about 7 hours west.
Yeah.
It's something that we created, and back then we actually got approached by. There was a website called Down Under Trucking, and it was a forum that
Okay.
you go on and you get all the
Yeah, and you
info.
can meet with people and talk.
Yeah, exactly right. And we got to reach out from the Freaks of Nature guys in the States, actually,
Nice.
to see if we wanted to start a chapter here. And we were only maybe 6 months into No Clearance, and we went, well, it's they're a worldwide club. Maybe we want to drop this and go with them. And we sort of decided, no, we'll keep our own and be independent. And then the Freaks guys started here, and we're good mates with those guys in Australia.
Nice.
So
That's cool.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. And you
So yeah, I've been. I didn't start as. We don't have a president, even though the guys call me Prez, but I don't like it. So I call myself the organizer. So I'm the
organizer.
organizer.
That sounds a lot better, you know.
Yeah. So we had a president to start with,
Sounds
and
very
then he left mini trucking, and I sort of took over, and it's gone from there. So some really good guys and girls.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome that you guys are able to keep your own club, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Friends with, you know, and have other friends, you know, the Freaks and whatnot. And you guys got everybody out there. You guys got Severed Ties, Relaxed Atmosphere.
Yes.
Negative Curve. You guys got everybody out there, man.
Yeah, Sunset. The Aftermath guys are still around, but they're a little bit quieter. And we've got there's a lot of independent clubs too that are still pretty big. So there's a club called Ground Level, and I'm pretty sure they have started over in America. Yeah, they're completely separate. But the Ground Level guys, they've been probably going since the late 90s, I think, here. I don't know the exact year, but they run a show called Halfway Havoc. And that's a camping show. So, it's good fun. Nice. So away from the public. So,
because I would see when you guys go to like, looks like campgrounds, like they look like campgrounds.
Yes. Yeah,
you guys are like driving through the little.
That's awesome though.
That's still crazy because you guys can do that. You guys can go to a campground, take it over, rent it all out, and you know.
Exactly right. And that show, Halfway Havoc, it's a lot smaller than what it used to be, but still all the main guys are still going. You'll get maybe between 100 and 200 people, and maybe 50 to 70 trucks at the most. So it's not a big show, but everyone knows everyone, and that's the biggest thing down here compared to the States with clubs. A lot of the clubs seem to stick together over there. Yeah. I've noticed where over here we mingle with each other. So pretty well, the mini truck scene is one.
Because I like how you guys still have mini truck games, and you guys are still
very like the river
active.
Run type.
You guys still doing like what we call river runs. Yeah, like
right. Yeah,
active, like doing games, and like it's. I wish we did that here. That'd be cool, but we can't.
Yeah, well, the one at Halfway Havoc, because that's away from the public, so you can be a little bit more silly. Yeah. And they have a beer chug. So, but the hardest thing, I can't scull, I can't chug, and they're so cold. They get them straight out of the ice and straight into the table, and then your throat's just burning. But yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun.
when I see when you guys do the award shows at some of them, man, dude, you guys, I love how you guys have some of the cars inside displaying.
Yes, yeah.
And, do you feel like how you guys have to engineer it? Has it changed in your eyes how the scene is evolving more because of how
massively
engineering it? And I know there was one documentary where somebody said, I can't remember his name, but he was a guy, and he goes, you have guys that are building their trucks to rail, and then you have guys that are just, building works of art,
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of the guys that will build to rail, they're building, most of them aren't even painting them. They might just have them in primer or whatever it may be. And then majority of the guys that are building for show, they don't really rail them. I don't rail my truck, only because it means a lot to me, and I don't want to wreck it. But yeah, a lot of paint jobs these days in paint booths, they're spending tens of thousands of dollars on paint. So they don't want to be railing. But yeah, I think there's still there's still a scene where people are building them in their garages, which is fantastic. Like at home, it's great, and the quality of work. There's nothing wrong with the quality of work; it is solid. But then you've got people who are paying big money in shops, and you look at it, and sometimes it makes me want to cry, and I'm like, I can't do that. Graham Brewer from Downtown Customs, he used to be in Severed Ties, and he has a shop about 2 hours north drive from where I am, and I call in and see him a lot of times. He builds a lot of Chevs and a lot of C10s. Everything in his shop goes through a 3D design, so he will 3D scan every single car and then build it on a computer and then send that document to his engineer, and it never ever needs to be road tested. It's tested on computer programs.
Oh wow.
So that's way over my head. I don't understand it, but that's how he's building cars at the moment.
Oh wow, that's crazy. And do you think that, like a lot of your friends that you grew up with and a lot of friends that a lot of your homies, are they building stuff where it's just like, I'm gonna build it and I don't want to, I just want to drive it and enjoy it and not.
Absolutely, yeah. So another good mate of mine, Matt Henler, he's in a club called WTK, so Work Truck Conversions. He lives near me. He's been in the scene since I think 03, maybe 04. And he builds a lot of cars for people as well. I don't work on anyone else's cars. I'm happy to work on my own. But he builds other people's cars, and he just builds them in his shed at home, and he's a mechanic by trade. And then he'll build them. He's built a couple of the Severed Ties guys' cars, a few of the guys from down Sydney. So he's what we call a shed builder, and then you've got guys who actually have a full-time shop.
Okay, all right. So since a lot of our fan base would probably be like, to us, when we hear the word shed, we think of a small
little room
building
in the back.
Okay, yeah. So
where you can't even get a car in.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So he's got three hoists, and enough room in his garage at home for probably 6 trucks.
That's to us, like the way you describe in that shed, that's a shop. Like to us,
okay, yeah.
That's a mechanic shop.
Yeah,
yes,
hoist in there, like
but he does it for fun. Like he doesn't. I always say to him, you need to charge people more money. He probably doesn't want people hearing that, but he does it for fun. He just loves it. He's a good dude.
And is there a lot of shops out there that are engineering mini trucks? Like, can somebody that lives out there? What up, Just Playing Trick? Can somebody just go out? Like, if somebody moved out to Newcastle, picked up a little pickup, and then went like, all right, cool. Where do I go to go lay it out, or who can I take?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's 3 or 4 engineers within probably a 2-hour drive from where I live, that you can either go to them or they can come to you and inspect your work. If you want to build something and finish it and then have it inspected later, you can. That wouldn't be my advice. My advice would be they need to be getting involved early so they know what they can and can't do. So, the biggest thing is at the moment, there's some engineers that'll go and track test cars, and that costs a lot of money. But I wouldn't be going down that route. I probably couldn't afford that. For example, my truck costs me, if I convert that to US, it probably costs me around $1,500 US to engineer. Where there's some guys, if they're having to do track testing, they might charge like $5,000 to $6,000 to do an engineering. So
it's just an engineer. Holy shit.
Yes, but they come and take photos. They'll do videos of everything. So if something happens down the track and it goes to a court of law, they can say, well, this is how it looked when I inspected it. So,
okay. All right. Okay.
They got to cover their ass.
Yeah, so they're covering that. Make sure that
even my engineer, I said to him, he knew what I was building. He knew that I was building a truck to lay on the ground, and he said, as long as it doesn't lay on the ground when I'm inspecting it, that's up to you what you want to do with it when you leave my shop. So
technically, you could have like temporary bump stops
What up, Nico?
put in,
Absolutely.
unbolt after the
I would
inspector
just-
leaves.
That's what a lot of people do. Yes.
Loophole.
Oh, okay.
That's a
I would
loophole.
just leave it up and leave it all the way up, like just.
Well,
fully keep it-
I drive around at probably I'm just trying to think inches, but I drive at about 100 mil above the ground. So then that way I'm not attracting attention.
No,
Yeah,
me, it's like
Skating.
yeah, wait,
yeah, like
wait, wait,
yeah,
wait,
pretty
wait.
much skating. Yeah.
There we go.
A
Yeah.
lot of the guys do, and when I'm driving in together, I'll skate. Yeah. So,
No, that's
but,
crazy.
yeah.
That,
But I mean, the biggest thing is as well, you cannot engineer a truck in New South Wales. I think most other states as well without auto ride. It has to have your auto air. So I've got Dakota, the old Dakota system in my truck.
Okay.
Most people are going to AccuAir over here. But legally you have to have it.
So it has to have automatic lift.
It has to, yes, yeah.
So
Look,
pretty much.
I'm not going to admit it, but it's possible that I may disable it at times. Most of the time, but yes, you do have to have auto ride height.
Those one times when that auto ride button just doesn't want to turn on.
That's it. That's it.
Dang it, man! It doesn't work
Yeah.
today. Well, that's
That's
yeah,
exactly right.
Like that over
yeah.
there.
But they have to have the
Yeah, it's a.
So you guys have to have level kits out there.
It's mandatory. Yes, it is mandatory.
That's
Yeah.
Okay, but when it comes, so can somebody drive a clapped out pickup? Like, can somebody just go buy a $1,500 pickup somewhere, lower the hell out of it, and just cool? I'm driving down the street.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you can. You can get pulled over and defected for being too low or not having if you have like lowering blocks, you can get in trouble for them. So yeah, but it's crazy over here.
That's dang. So literally everybody's
You gonna tell them that you have a canary?
Yeah, he gave me.
I ordered
He ordered
4 canaries from Australia.
He
I
ordered
waited like 3 weeks for him to get here. So he's got 1 and
I
I got 3.
Yeah, he's got 3. Yeah, because
Yeah,
Bo
there you go.
was telling
Oh
us
wait, no,
about
I
it.
only have 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I got red stickered, so that was my first truck. I drove to that was early 2008, and a buddy of mine, actually 3 buddies of mine, we drove Coffs Harbour, so it's about 7 hours north. Picked up a dual cab Rodeo, so four-door Rodeo, bagged all around, stock looking, so it just looked like a worker's car.
Regular one,
Yeah, it was stock wheels, everything.
Sure.
And we had about a 20 mil, so a quarter-inch bar on the back that you drag with. And we're driving home, we're dragging, being silly, being stupid.
Yeah.
And we got pulled over by the police about 45 minutes from my house. And he was an asshole of a cop too.
No way.
Yeah, it was engineered. So I showed my engineer's papers, and he's reading them, and he goes, "Oh, it says here that you're supposed to have bump stops. Oh, there's no bump stops in this vehicle." And I'm going, "Oh no!" And they're like, I didn't know it at the time, but they're like, "Lay it out." And so I laid it out. You don't legally have to do that though.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So that's like them tricking you into like saying that you don't have bumps. Like, go ahead. You're like, oh, damn. So you can be like, no, I don't want to. So if you say no, do they get mad about it more? Like,
well, I was 19 at the time, and I'm pretty respectful to cops. I still am. And when they pulled me over, I was like, I'll do whatever you want me to do. But then I learned later on that you don't legally have to touch your car at all. You can turn your car off if you want and say, "I'm not willing to do that, sir." But we laid it out, and he said that car can't touch the ground. And then he started going down the line of, "Have you got any friends with a trailer?" And I'm like, "Please don't do this." And then he come along, red sticker on the car, and said, "See you later, guys." And filled out a defect report, which I had to get passed by New South Wales Roads to get it back on the road.
No, Dan. I believe that engineer is different of having insurance. I think
Yeah,
engineering is-
completely different. Yeah, so virtually like a building engineer would build a building.
Yeah,
It's a vehicle engineer needs to
That's-
inspect and sign
Yeah,
off.
it's like, so if we
It's like
we
getting
get
permits.
vehicles,
Yeah.
and we modify them, or you modify a trailer, you have to go to the DMV and you have to run them through.
Exactly right. Yes.
So for us, it's inspections. No,
Oh
inspections.
no, emissions is different.
Emissions is just
Emissions.
what
They,
you're putting out in
I think
the
they
air
have
and stuff
emissions
like that.
You guys have
Yeah,
emissions
so-
on your ship?
Yeah, so every 12 months in New South Wales, you have to go and get what's called a pink slip. And that is a mechanic inspecting your car and signing off on your vehicle to say, yes, it's safe. And then that has to be sent to the DMV, which we call the RMS, has to be sent to them so they can go, okay, a mechanic has signed off on your vehicle. It is safe to drive.
Damn,
So
dude, that sounds like so much of
What
a
does RMS stand for?
it is. Roads and Maritime Services. So they do the boats as well.
Not
So
even
roads and maritime.
Not even close. We thought it was registration
We're like
services.
Well, it is. It's registration.
You know, DMV status.
Yeah.
Like,
But in Queensland, there's a lot of the mini truckers live up in Queensland. In
Yeah.
Queensland, they don't need to do that. They only need to do that if they sell their vehicle. If they sell their vehicle, they have to get a roadworthy. But other than that, they don't need inspections.
what?
Yeah,
Weird.
yeah. We call New South Wales a nanny state because it's, yeah, there's a lot of rules. A lot of rules.
No, bro. Dang, that's gnarly, man. To have the way it is out there to compare to, like, you know, having to build a custom vehicle. Because out here, as long as it's got tail lights, brake lights, and you know, somewhat of a seatbelt, and you're not gonna fall out when you make a left turn, you're okay.
Yeah, we're pretty well picked on over here with vehicles. So I mean, there's good and bad things about it. The good thing is that you know that everything's safe that's going to be on the road.
And that you guys are not like everybody else looking the same, and everyone's, you know, driving the same.
That's
car.
it. Yeah. I mean, if you're driving down the road with half a paint job and you're skating along the road in an airbag truck, you're going to get pulled over straight away. So yeah.
Move to Australia.
Yeah, we can't move there now. We
No.
can go visit.
We'll go visit. I'm never
Go
taking my
visit.
truck.
Yeah.
I'm not shipping my truck.
No, man, you're more than welcome to visit. Any of the American mini truckers that have come over have had an absolute ball. They've had a great
That's
time.
crazy.
So,
I'd
Yeah.
love to go out
Yeah.
there.
I've always, from watching all the videos and watching all the stuff from Inspired, like I sit there and I'm like, man, dude, the scene's just
Yeah, no.
You know,
so
just-
it's funny. It popped up in one of my Facebook memories.
yeah.
One of the Inspired existent
Oh,
videos.
the video.
I never put it two and two together. It was just Australian dudes that I was like, dude, they're just railing the crap out of their trucks.
yeah.
Dark. They're just having the time of their life. I'm like, dude, this is badass.
Yeah, and they're going to shed parties.
And
I
it's
remember
like-
that was one
yeah,
thing I heard was
yeah.
having a shed party. I was
yeah,
like,
and
"Oh,
it was
Yeah.
just like, oh, and that was like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah, well, Shane from Inspired does a really good job. He's a real nice guy, and he's not only that. There's a few other mini truckers that help him as well that film.
Yeah.
So Jazzy, I know Jazzy helps a lot. She does a lot of filming for him.
oh, wow.
And also there's a guy in Western Australia, WA Momo.
Uh-huh.
He's been in the mini truck scene for many years, and he loves filming. Does a lot of filming and helps out Shane as
Oh,
well.
that's
So
cool, man.
yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah,
well,
so-
hopefully we can get, you know, Shane on. You know, me and him are already
absolutely,
talking about
yeah.
that. Great. That's, dude, like with the engineering part, like that's got to be so hard for some guys. What up, Ryan? Hard for some of your guys' mates that are like, there's people that are building stuff in their shed, building stuff in the garage, but like, are there guys that are taking stuff out there and going, all right, cool, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk
Absolutely. Yeah, there's guys that I know of that have never been engineered. They're still driving their trucks on the road. As long as it looks neat, tidy, clean, they're probably not going to get picked on. The hardest thing is I don't know the rules, but I don't know what would happen with insurance if you had a car accident, because they may do an investigation and say, hey, you're not engineered in this vehicle. I don't know the rules there. I prefer to be fully legit. That way I know that if someone does hit me or I do have an accident, I know that financially I'm covered.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But-
pretty cool. Because, like, no, no, it's just crazy though, because a lot of stuff, Like here, you can drive out stuff.
No,
that's
you
real,
can drive
yeah.
a whole lot of really off the wall things.
And
Yes,
you can
yeah.
drive mini trucks that are just like you look at it and you're like, whoever built this,
You're
get away
hanging
from
on
a
by a
welder.
couple
Get away
Yeah.
from me.
Yeah, like I
Yes.
think a friend of mine had a truck where when he went to redo the back half, when he took off the bed, it was like that's the only thing that was holding that back half on, because as soon as he
Oh
took it
wow.
off, it like broke right at the end of the notch. Just bam, it just broke off, and he's like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Dude, if you were to drag that, dude, that thing would have just annihilated."
Falling apart.
Oh, you
Yeah.
would have lost it.
Yeah.
It'd be the back half would be on the freeway.
Yeah,
and
and
he'd
he
still
was-
be going forward.
Yeah, and when we took it off, he's like, "Nah," he goes, and he redid the whole thing, and then it was just, it's just.
Yeah, well, probably
drive
back when I got into mini trucking, and definitely before me, because there's a lot of guys that are been in the scene since the late '90s, early 2000s here in Australia. Probably even back to the early '90s when it was sports trucks, and not airbagged. But
All the-
back probably 05 to 2010, there was many trucks out there that were not great quality, and people get talking and they go, that's not safe, you shouldn't be around us, and they sort of get moved away from the scene, and it's become since then it's just become a lot more safer.
Okay, so a lot of those guys that are building super backyard stuff, it's just like, all right, cool,
It's
It's
pretty
cool.
well not around anymore. You might have. There's been a few shows where what we call like a drag pig, or just to drag the truck.
Yeah.
And there's been some shows where guys will trailer them to the show and then just drive around the show, and it's just fun. It's not a registered vehicle on the road. They're just driving around at the show. So there is a couple like that.
It reminds me of me. I think I did that when I was first driving my convertible around years ago. I would have my friend in the front, me in the middle, and my girlfriend at the time in her mini truck behind me, because I literally didn't have any plates, didn't have registration, didn't have insurance. I'm just like, all right, cool, I got to get it to this show. And we would get to the show and drive back. We would get there early, leave early, so.
Yeah, there's a few guys like my mate Matt. He's got a juiced Pathfinder, so hydraulics, and it's a
That's that
3-door.
black
Yeah, the black one.
Yeah, I seen in one of the videos where they're hopping on.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, so there's a lot of guys in the mini truck scene that come from the lowrider scene. So we sort of blend together and
That's wicked, bro.
hydraulic. Yeah, so
That thing is wicked. I've seen that in the video where you guys are rolling and things like jacked, and he's popping.
yes,
all
yeah.
hard driving through that thing. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, there's a few juiced cars, but it's not as popular as airbags. So pretty well, a lot of your lowriders are using hydraulics, but majority of mini truckers are using airbag.
Do you see it slowly merging together where guys are starting to build mini trucks with hydraulics? Because you see a lot of that here in the States. And the States, dudes that are building hydraulics.
A little bit, but hydraulics are it's very hard with hydraulics because it's very hard for them to be legal. You can get away with it, but it's a lot easier to have airbag suspension and get that engineered to be legal.
Okay.
Where hydraulics they're on the fence. They're on the fence. They're borderline legal. So,
Borderline legal. Dang.
yeah.
You can have a car, but if they see you hopping, holy shit.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. If the cop saw you hopping, you're in deep shit.
I like how you're like, you can get arrested here for doing what? Fucking, I'm testing. I would be like, I'm testing out the suspension, sir.
That's it. Exactly right.
My engineer, if you look at my paperwork, told me I need to test it every few weeks.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But look, I have seen it. There is a couple of guys that are building trucks with hydraulics, but it's definitely air is a lot more.
Air is more.
I'd say not 99% air. Yeah.
Air. Okay. So our guys, then some people are probably running like the 3-stack bag. that 3-bellow airbag then probably.
Depends on their link system. So if you're running a bag over diff system, you're probably going to be running a 3-bag in the rear just to get the height. I run cantilever. I love a cantilever system, and I like because it's a smooth ride. But yeah, it all depends on what you're building. Like if you're building something doored or body dropped, you probably need to be running a 3-bag.
Is that what you were going for when you got your pup? When you got your space cab, was it going for, okay, cool, I want to cantilever it? You know, like, did you already have something set in mind when you were ready to engineer your truck?
Yeah, I did. So my previous truck that I had was very simple. It was a very simple system, bag over diff system. And the more that I did research into, and the more trucks that I rode in, was a comfortable ride had a cantilever system. So that's sort of what I went for. And I got Graham from Downtown Customs, who I spoke about earlier. Mm-hmm. He used to make his own 4-link systems. He doesn't anymore, only for his own rides that he builds in store. But he made mine. And yeah, I virtually bolted in, did all the geometry, bolted in, and went, I love it. Straight away, just loved it. So it's a very smooth, very anyone who hops in my truck and drives, they're like, it's such a smooth ride. It is a really nice ride.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll go for a ride in this truck.
Yeah, I know. Now I want to go ride in this truck. Like
it's probably going to cost like $1,800.
Yeah, just to get out there.
That's it. Yeah. Well, you're more than welcome if you come over here. So.
With engineering, if you guys are out on a Friday night, okay.
Yep.
Because I know you guys got a Burger King. I mean, Hungry Jack.
Yes. Yeah.
So Burger King over there. Our Burger King is Hungry Jack.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They have the Whopper. They have all. It's the same. It's literally you just take the name and put Hungry Jack in front of Burger King, and that's it.
What?
Yeah. So the guy that owns Hungry Jack's, he bought and did a deal with, or from what I'm led to believe, did a deal with Burger King many, many years ago to have Hungry Jack's. And then Burger King started opening up in Australia.
Oh, that's
and
fucked up.
The guy from Hungry Jack sued them and said, "No, you can't do that."
Yeah, because that's your guys' thing. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, but it's virtually the same. Yeah, Whoppers and
awesome.
That's so cool because like I asked about the same thing and I was like, "Hey, dude," I go there. He goes, "Oh, we got Hungry Jack." I'm like, "What the fuck is Jack?" Like when he told me about it.
Got here and he's all showing us the money. And
he showed us like the money out there and.
Yeah.
Different sizes, so that way when you pull it out of your wallet, cool. It's all different sizes.
Like,
that's it. Yeah, different colors. Yeah. But cash is. I'm sure it's the same in the States, but cash is just phasing. Everyone's on card now. They just or your phone. Phone.
I know, but some of us prefer cash as king. You know.
I don't mind cash. I'm all good for it.
No, you're all plastic all day. Like swipe, let's go.
Yeah, it's funny. I went to a wedding yesterday, and I was buying a beer at the bar before the wedding started, and I had only just put a card on my Apple phone now. And I'm like, that's how far behind I am with technology. Everyone was giving me. They're like, why are you doing that now?
Hey, I beat you, Shep. I use cash. I have whenever I want to buy something online, I have him. I just tell him that and I go here. I'll give you cash.
Here's the cash. Order this for me.
And then if I use my card, he goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just wanted to use my card." So I rarely use it. Like even my bank will call me and tell me, "Is that you using your card?" I go, "Yes, I'm using it right now." Okay. Like, that's how they know that I don't use it for anything.
Yeah. No, it's not getting scammed. I'm actually using it.
Yeah. So they're like, "Yeah, I'm right here buying this." So it's like, do you guys have a lot of stuff that's open late at night other than like a Hungry Jack's? Or do you guys ever stay out that late cruising or
I mean, not really. I'd have to say since COVID, I think cruising's really taken a backward step. So we don't really go out that much. I mean, shows is pretty much where we see everyone. Is when we
Okay.
go to meet.
So you guys don't like, hey man, we're gonna meet up over here on
We
Friday.
used to, yeah, we definitely used to. But yeah, as I said, since COVID, like I think a lot of people just keep to themselves now. And even when you're like, oh, you want to come out, like, oh, no, I'm just going to stay at home, or yeah. So, but they do have car meets, which is just all different sorts of cars. So I might head to one of them once or twice a month. Yeah, and then meet up with the no clearance guys just for a beer at the pub or something. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I just didn't know, like, because over here we have
whatever
Wednesdays.
We've got last Saturdays. We've got second Fridays.
Taco Tuesdays.
Taco Tuesdays. We've got cars and coffee.
Yeah, we've got cars and coffee. Yeah, but most of the time it's open for pretty well any of the car shows here that are like a Saturday meet or a Friday night meet. They're open to every car. They're open to whatever, whatever's modified. So yeah.
Cars and coffee out here is a lot of the supercars, Lamborghinis, Ferraris.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've got all those that roll out.
But they do offer it to everybody.
Yeah, but they do offer it to everybody.
Yeah. So
yeah.
like,
most of the car shows that we have are like the Saturday night ones or something like that are in my area. They're mainly classics. So there'll be 60s models, 70s models cars, anything pre-2000 really. And that's what people want to see. If you rock up in your brand new car, no one cares. So it's mostly people wanting to see modified cars. So
all right, so that's like the big thing right now is the modified.
Absolutely.
Are you planning to build anything? Is that, I know the truck's probably not done to your truck, but like is it done? Or are you planning?
Look, I've got a 4 and 6 year old boy, so I don't get time for much anymore. So I will use the word done. I will use the word done. No, I'm building we call them a Suzuki Sierra over here. I don't know. Do you get the Suzuki Jimny over there, like the little 4-wheel drives,
like the Samurais?
Yeah, Samurai. So
so that's what we got. I'm
building one at the moment, hot rod style. So on the ground, exposed wheel, big mud tires. So it's only chassis stage at the moment, but I haven't touched it probably this year because kids and financial reasons. I can show you where it is. It's currently, if you can see through that, it's currently hanging up in the top of my garage. That's the chassis. So
chassis hanging up in your garage. That's
it's out of the way. So
you have to get the proper verbiage. That's a chassis.
That's a chassis.
Chassis. That's it.
Chassis.
Yeah,
okay, that's a chassis.
Yeah.
My bad.
I want to show them this, but I don't want to go all the way over there.
That's hanging. That's hanging in your.
Yeah, I just because I wasn't working on it, so I've got an electric what do you call it? Like a block and tackle, but electric. So I just wound it up and got it out of the way. So
right here, babe, on the camera, right here.
Hold on.
No, put the phone in front of there.
Okay.
Yeah, closer, up.
Right. Down, just a little bit.
Right there.
Hold on. Now hold it. There we go.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's a Samurai.
That's one of our brothers right now.
Yeah.
He's working on that right now.
Oh, nice.
He's lifting that one. So yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, like when I started building it, look, I don't think I'll be able to ever get it legal. So I'll probably just take it to. We have a massive show down here called Summer Nats. I don't know whether you guys have heard it, but it's for highly modified like engines. So like burnouts, they're just the people who go. I'll say I go. So the people that go, they're just burnout mad, and just massive horsepower. There's probably I think last year or this year, sorry, it was in January.
Superchargers.
I watch Weston.
Yeah. Okay.
Weston out in I don't know where the hell Weston's at, but he's a big YouTuber, big ordeal, and he got a whole compound out here, and then a bunch of you Australian guys took your cars, like your guys' cars, and brought them out here and had a huge burnout session.
Yes.
Oh my God. It was insane. Weston ended up getting arrested. The cop ended up coming back after hours and going for a ride in one of the burnout guys. In one of
Holy
the
shit!
cars.
What?
Yeah, it was gnarly as shit.
Dang.
I always follow Weston. Weston's always building some gnarly ass shit
There's
out
some-
here.
there's some crazy
Yeah, well, Summernats is the biggest show in Australia, I'd say, for modified cars. I think this year they had, I'm going to say maybe 2,000 entrants of cars.
But
I
it's
think.
everything and anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's not everything in anything. It's like many trucks are fine; they're welcome. But it's mostly anything with high horsepower. So
big motors,
yeah.
big blocks.
like muscle, like muscle. Yeah.
The Australian guys
Yeah.
have stupid big motors hanging out of their hood.
Yes.
Oh, dude, it's gnarly. Some dude
Yeah.
from Australia brought it so our Buick Sentra,
Yeah,
Buick Regal, or not a Regal, Buick.
the Grand National.
No, Buick LeSabre.
Oh, the Sabre,
Yeah.
the grandma car.
Yeah, a grandma car. But no, this thing had a huge blower sticking out the hood. Oh my god, bird catcher, whole 9 yards. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this? And dude, no, they're gnarly.
I've been going the last 3 years with my brother-in-law. He does drift displays, so he drives a drift car. He's got a Nissan S14, and he's got a 1J motor, but he calls it a 1.5J because it's got 2J parts. And I think
One and a half.
1J.
yeah, 1.5. So
Got
I
it.
think it pulls around 600 horsepower at the wheels. And yeah, he drifts. He loves it. Yeah. So, but he does displays down there for some of that. So I go and help him in the pit crew.
Yeah.
And we just go for a walk around. But last year there were some massive fights. And I stayed away from that. But yeah, the security guards just fighting with some Islander people, and it got pretty gnarly. And that was before the sun went down.
Once in a while, you get a few people fighting at a show. but
Not
it's-
too much now.
Nah, not too much now.
We're all a bunch
you
of
know.
old geezers.
Yeah, nobody wants to
Yeah.
throw it about trying to kick or break a
That's it.
Or
Yeah.
just to punch somebody in the face.
yeah. But that's dude. Man, so like, no matter what, everybody just hangs out at car shows, and once in a while, okay, but even if you're like your closest friend, like how many mates live close to you? How many of your mates are like really close?
Probably really close to me. So within 5 minutes, I can drive to maybe 5 of my mates' places, probably in a 5-minute drive. But then if I go into like Newcastle City, the mini truck scene in Newcastle's pretty big compared to the rest of the country. We'd have probably over 100 mini truckers around the Newcastle area. So if we have a get together or a show, it's usually a good turnout. But probably only maybe once a year or something we do that. So yeah. But other than that, like if there's a show somewhere else in the country, like we'll all meet up at like 6 a.m. on the Friday morning and all drive down together or wherever we're going. And then yeah. So
Have you had when you take your truck and you drive it? How many times have you gotten on the ferry and having to go across the?
I've never done that. But so Tasmania, they have a club called Sinister Mini Trucks.
Yeah.
They are very awesome dudes, very nice people down there. And that's obviously Tasmania being apart from the mainland. So you do have to get a ferry over to there, a car float, which is I think the ferry, it holds semi-trailers and everything. It's pretty big. It's like a massive cruise ship. And I've never taken my truck over, but a lot of my mates have. It's quite pricey. It's about probably $700 or $800 US to get a return trip on the ferry, and then drive around Tasmania.
That much?
Yeah,
Much.
yeah. Sorry,
800 US.
about $700 or $800 US to return. Yeah,
Just to ride on the
boat.
on the car.
Yeah. It's an overnight ship, so it goes from Melbourne and then it'll go over to Tasmania, and then
because I've seen a video. I've seen a video where they'll load up, they'll load the cars up, and then everyone's just chilling and drinking inside the lobby.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Like-
So, but I mean that.
Cruise. It's
But without a cruise.
It's a cruise.
Yes.
It's a ferry.
Yeah. Like for
Yeah.
us, that's like a cruise, but damn, I wish our crews were able to take our trucks with us.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, so the Sinister guys down there used to have a show called Island Fever, and they haven't done it in a few years. They were meant to do it next year for their 20-year anniversary, but I think it's been postponed to 2026 for just organization reasons. But yeah, they're a party club. You go down and with them when you're in Tasmania, and
Yeah.
man, they'll just take you to all the bars and the pubs, and
Nice.
you just drink the whole time you're down there, and yeah, they look after you too. Like they're
Oh,
really
that's
nice
cool,
guys.
man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, price wise, because Bo was telling us, man, dude, that it's expensive. Okay.
Yeah.
So alcohol. Okay.
Yes.
Alcohol.
Oh, what do you call the corner store?
The liquor stores that
Like
we
a
got here.
liquor store, a bottle shop,
A bottle shop.
yeah, a bottle shop. Yeah.
What do you call like a Circle K out there?
A what?
Like okay
Like
for
a gas station, a quickie mart, like a quickie.
Oh, just service station, servo. We've got like 7-Eleven, so we've got them over
That's
here.
a
but,
service station?
Servo.
A servo?
a service station. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Service station. Okay.
They call them servos out there.
Okay, that's great.
That's
like
it.
okay, because what are the main petrol stations that are out there? Like the names, Shell and what?
So
What do you guys
Caltex is pretty big.
Okay.
Ampol, BP, Mobil, 7-Eleven. We've got-
7-Eleven.
Yeah, we've got new ones coming out. Like there's one called Puma. I don't know anything about that, but that's a new one that's sort of been coming out. But
How
yeah,
much
probably
do
the
you
biggest. Sorry,
How much are you guys paying for petrol out there, like for the gallon?
to try and convert it. So we're liter. So
Yeah, leader.
yeah, so diesel at the moment, diesel's about $2 a liter Australian. So that's probably $1.40, $1.50. And then premium is probably, to convert it to US, it'd be maybe $1.80 a liter. I don't know what that is in gallon though.
That's premium. Do you guys
That's
even have
premium.
like regular or unleaded?
Yeah, we've got 91 regular.
Okay.
We've got E10. Don't use that. No one uses
Okay, so that's like super
Yeah.
cheap. That's like
that's
like
like
if
your,
you got
that's like your
$5.
environmental. Yeah. So, and then we got what's called 95, 98, which is premium, and then diesel. So, yeah.
So a liter for you guys to our gallon is 0.26 to our gallon.
to our gallon.
Yeah. So how, like, what in a normal car, like say you bought a brand new car, what
Yeah.
size tank do they have? Because I think we're like 65, 70 liter.
So how many liters is your mini truck behind you?
I got a fuel cell in the back here somewhere. And it's a 60-liter tank.
60
liters?
liters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's probably
That's 15 gallons.
that's a 15-gallon
in
tank.
US.
Yeah.
So he's got a 15-gallon tank.
Yeah. So, but
And that would cost me about 80 US to fill.
oh no, yeah. So it's about the same.
about
No,
the same.
yeah, yours is about the same. So my truck, I have a full size single cab Chevy, and it's 23, 24
Chev.
gallons.
The Chev. not a-
Chev. Sorry,
Chev.
Chev.
It's a fucking Chev.
Yeah, no, and that's my mini truck. So that roughly cost me about $80 to $100. Yeah, to fill up.
To fill up.
Yeah, to fill up. Yes.
Yeah, to
From
fill,
empty.
to fill up his.
Yeah.
To fill up his full size. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause
No,
see,
not the full
That's
size.
probably a lot. That's probably a lot cheaper than us, though.
yeah, cause mine's a bigger. My convertible tank. I don't even know how many gallons that is.
No, none of us know.
Your daily driver.
My daily-
take you from
to-
empty to fill up.
$60. $60.
So mine's like 60. 'Cause
Yeah.
18 gallons.
Yeah,
Mine's 80.
80.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about
In
the
my
same.
daily.
Yeah, but
To
the thing is- What do you-
fill my, so I've got a Mitsubishi Triton is my
Yeah.
four-wheel drive is my work car,
Okay.
and that's got a 70-liter tank diesel, and it costs me about 100 to fill in US.
Damn.
So,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah,
about right.
about right. Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Uh,
but like you said earlier, that there's the cheap gas. Which is the gas that you recommend nobody use? If
It's called E10, and please don't use that, Australian people.
10.
E10.
E10, yeah.
That's like
That's like our AM PM gas.
ew.
You know,
Well,
like,
even a lot of mechanic mates of mine are like, they suggest all their customers do not use that fuel.
damn.
That's 87. out
That's
here.
80
That's
yeah,
80. That's 87 octane.
yeah,
out here.
that's the right
Yes,
one. That's our,
yeah.
Everybody's crap runs on 87
Yeah.
out here.
And even if like some of the Volkswagens say run on premium, they're still running on fucking
Well,
87.
that's like my daily.
Yeah.
My daily says I need to run E85, and I don't run E85. There's no E85.
Yeah, a lot of the cars that we have, like you buy a brand new car, and like when you open the fuel cap, it says E10 compatible, and you're like, no, don't use E10.
So even in a new car, it's like don't
Yeah,
put that in.
no, they say to use it. They say to use it. But all my mechanic mates are like, no,
Recommend not to use
it ends up blocking your all your injectors.
Oh,
What?
It's dog.
Oh, it's a moneymaker. It's moneymaker gas. It's the gas that you put gas in it, and you're going to be taking it to the shop in a few hours.
Yeah, it's pretty much just whatever they water it down with, I think.
Oh.
That's like out here. You never fill up. Like if it's raining, you never fill up out here if they're
Really?
filling up with gas.
So if
the
the tanker,
tank's up,
you
if
never
the
want
tanker
to fill
pulls
it.
up and they're filling up, everybody says don't do it because they're kicking up all that sediment out here, all the dust, the dirt.
Yeah, right.
Bottom of
Okay.
their
Yeah, all
yeah.
the bottom of the tanks is getting kicked up, and you just never want to fill up at those times.
Because when you do,
Right.
you're just putting all the dirt and shit from
You're
their
putting
tank.
all that crap through your
Yeah.
filter, and if it
Yeah.
passes through your
Yeah.
filter, that's getting in your injectors, sticking injectors. Oh,
Yeah, but for them, it's cheap ass gas.
yeah, no.
For them, it's cheap ass gas that does that.
I'm going out there. I'm going to be bougie as shit.
You're like, I'm gonna spend like give me the best gas ever. Yeah, you're like, let me
Let
smell
me
it.
fill up on that. Whatever.
Like, let me smell it. Does it smell expensive? Ah, yes, it does. You're like, smells way different.
Smells way better.
Man.
That's it.
So do you go like how many runs, how many shows do you go where it's like you're staying overnight? It's a camp out,
Yep.
Yeah. How many of them have you gone to?
There's probably only real
Drive.
ones that I go to. There's probably only maybe 3 a year now. There used to be like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But we used to have No Clearance was involved in a show called Mini Madness. And we helped out. There's a guy named Luke Kennedy, and he's pretty big in the mini truck scene. And he used to run Mini Madness for many years. I think it started in maybe 06. It was his first year. And that used to be pretty big, especially for Sydney and Newcastle, New South Wales guys. And then the guys from Queensland would come down as well. So most years for Mini Madness, we'd have like anywhere between maybe 100, 150 trucks. And that's decent for us. We're not a big scene over here. So that used to be on. That's not on anymore. The guys in Canberra. So Canberra is our the ACT, which is the capital of Australia. There's a club down there called Low Intentions. They're a pretty big club here. They've got maybe 50 members, maybe more. And they used to run a show called Capital Jam, and that was real good fun because you go down Canberra, and the nightlife down in Canberra. They've got really good nightclubs. So head down there, and that was good fun. But the biggest show is ECC, so East Coast Cruise.
So no matter what, that's always the biggest.
Yes,
show for everybody.
always. Whether it's the biggest show in people wise, but it's always got the highest quality of rides.
And and that one, like how you were talking about, how advanced are they registering? Like, because for us, Cruise to the Pines, they'll be like, all right, register's going to open at this day, so you can start registering.
It's X amount of months.
Yes, yeah. It's probably 10 months, maybe. So like they'll have the show's in November, so they'll have the show in November, and then maybe January, February that year they'll say, righto, opening up. Put your application in. You don't really need to apply; you just need to register and put that through. But I've never been to Cruise to the Pines. I need to get down, as in our one here in Australia. I need to get down to that one.
Yeah, that was my next question. Like, have you ever been to the Cruise to the Pines out in Australia?
No, I mean most of the guys that that run Cruise to the Pines from down Victoria, I know most of them. I see them at ECC and have a chat with them, but I've never been to Cruise to the Pines. So I need to kick my butt into gear and get down there.
Yeah, because Bo was here for.
Yeah, Bo came out here with Perfect Poise just for Cruise to the Pines.
Yeah,
and it was gnarly. It was every time Cruise to the Pines comes up, Perfect Poise puts it on. It's always a huge ordeal, and they just changed it.
They changed it to October because that'll be October. Yeah, the weather will be better, and then like they're gonna have a drive and the camping.
Camping runs from Thursday, Friday to Saturday, and then you leave Sunday. But then they cruise up Friday. Everybody camps out, does their thing, and then everybody on Saturday goes to the show.
Yep.
If memory serves me right.
Yeah. But it's crazy, man. Like the show, like Cruise to the Pines is big, and then you have Severed in the Southwest.
Yep.
Yes. I have 2 Severed in the Southwest shirts.
Nice. You gotta come out here. Wow, man.
Yeah, but I haven't been. No, Joe gave them to me when I was over there last time.
Next Super Bowl, Next
I don't think I'll be able to afford next Super Bowl, but I'll try and come in.
I know, but like the next time he comes,
he can roll out to Ardenois.
Oh yeah. They got the Ardenois show in February.
Yeah, okay,
They have a bunch of shows out here.
Anytime I've been to the States, I've been in the States 4 times now, but every time I go over, it's for different purposes, and then I can't line it up with a Me Truck show, and then if I'm with my brother's not he's not a car guy, so if I'm with him, it's like we're gonna go here, and then
just leave him at the hotel.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All the fun.
When I came over last year, we did about 10 days in Texas, and that was awesome. I love Texas.
Nice.
It's great.
Oh yeah. And I know because like out there, you guys always, you guys party and drink like we do, but like
I used to. Now that I'm married, have a home, and have kids, the drinking's not as much as what it used to be. Yeah.
We're like, all right, it's date night. And it's like, all right, cool. I got one drink, and that's it. Like, let's go party tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, we can't be out too late. Got to go to Lowe's. Got to go get oil. Got to go get paint the inside of the shed.
That's it.
So,
yeah.
So like when it comes to shed parties and like everything that's out there, do you think that like, are you going to wind up getting a hot rod later on, and parking the pup away, or will it continue on with the family?
Look, I've got no intention of ever selling it. It means more to me than what it would to anyone else. It's worth more to me than what it would be to anyone else. But yeah, I probably will get into hot rod sort of stuff. That's virtually where a lot of the Me Truck scene in Australia is going. It is going towards your more hot rods, like 50 styles trucks. They're more.
Or will you be, or will you wind up getting like a 4-door Mini, and be like, all right, something for the family?
4-door.
I will show you something that I built. One sec.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
That's fucking awesome. I know 915, but this.
So this was something that I built. It was the same color as my other truck. So that is my limo.
Shit.
What?
So that is a dual cab, and I sectioned the rear of a dual cab and put a space cab section on the back of that.
Oh shit!
And then with a space cab tub. So the chassis was a meter longer than original, 22s, but it was just static. Yeah. And then me and my wife bought our house, and I had no room for it. So
that thing is rad as shit.
Man,
like
dude,
you just like nope.
That's badass.
just like No.
Yeah. So the bench seat was all the way at the back. It was still a 5-seater, and the bench seat was all the way at the back, and you could virtually just put your legs straight out. And you couldn't even touch the front seat.
Oh wow.
Five-seater?
Yeah, it was still a 5-seater, but like limo style.
So but think about it, because the front seats,
Yeah.
the middle seat, okay,
Yeah.
and then you have the space cab
But is
seat.
the 3-seater in the front, or is this 3-seater?
No, so two bucket seats in the front, and then I pushed the back seat all the way to the back.
Oh wow.
So there was no,
Was that
no,
all?
no seats in the middle.
Damn.
So for us, that's the
like an Astro van.
no, it's the Ford F250s, the 4-doors.
Oh, okay.
Here.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
way-
fucking
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Dude,
that
that's
was
rad.
badass.
that
Thank
is-
you.
Like,
Well, that's like the Freaks of Nature out in he's in Vegas. He's got the S10,
yeah,
and he has the 4-door with the
back one
with
in the back.
the actual extra window back there.
So, damn. Like, what ended up happening to that thing?
Yeah, scrapyard.
No way.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I wanted to sell it for at the time, couldn't really get much interest. And as I said, it meant too much to me. So all the panels came off that, and I gave my space cab a birthday. So I could
Okay.
not sell that tub because with the rear MUs on the
So
was-
everything was used to give life to something else.
Yeah, exactly right. So my 89 had a 2000 model front end and tub when I first built it. And then I went back to the 89, the square shape. So, man, there'd be over 100 hours in this tub alone. And there's no way I could sell that. There's too much blood and sweat and tears in that for me to be able to get rid of it. So,
Damn.
yeah. But yeah, and the limo, as I call it, it still had the 4ZE1 motor, so the 4-cylinder motor, and man, that thing used to sing. It was loud and going nowhere. So,
Going nowhere.
Making a whole lot of noise going
Nowhere.
nowhere.
that's it. Yeah. So where this with the Buick motor, it's good fun. I like to take it out when it's raining.
What size
and
motor
it's-
do you have in that right now?
The 3.8 liter V6.
Oh,
So
that's a
yeah,
good motor. Out here,
yeah.
that's indestructible
Yeah.
out here.
3,800.
Yeah, so a lot of people like to put them in hot rods because they're so reliable. Where when we had them from I think 1988, I think, and then up to 92, 93 in the Holden Commodores, so the Chev. And then they made the new motor, which is the Alloy Tech, and they're crap.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but the Buick motor is a very popular motor with hot rodders.
So that's
Nice.
their Chevy
that
350.
yeah, that's their 350,
Yep.
and then you got dudes that are putting LSs out there too, probably also.
Most people these days are putting an 8 in, and they're putting an LS in. The best thing about an LS, if you do have the money for it, majority of the time you can go and buy an off-the-shelf wiring kit, and it can wire to most cars. So if you're quite cluey or your mechanic's quite cluey, you can get it done reasonably
Yeah.
quickly.
Cool.
For us out here, that's called a standalone
It's a
harness.
standalone.
Yes, same here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's literally what majority of all of us do. Is
Yeah.
a standalone.
Yeah.
harness.
pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not a big knowledge. I don't have a big knowledge in motors. I'm more chassis. So anything that comes to motors, I chat to my mechanic mates and they do it. I wouldn't say I'm very good with motors. I'm more chassis and suspension. So,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that's cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Luke, it's getting about that time, and I just want to know. I want to thank you for coming on the show. And
No, thank you for
where,
having me.
where can everybody find you? Like, what are your handles? Facebook. Where can
I'm pretty much only on Facebook. I don't have anything else. It's my wife has got like your Instagram, your TikTok, and it takes up too much time.
Yeah.
So I'm just Facebook.
It's
So,
just on Facebook. Awesome.
yeah.
And you can also catch them on some of those Inspired Existent videos.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
See
So,
that on the auto.
yeah.
yeah, but hit up Shane. I'm sure he'd love to. Sure, he'd
Oh,
love to do a chat
Yeah,
with you
definitely.
guys.
That's
So,
crazy. And I
yeah.
want to thank you for coming on, man. And thank you
No, my pleasure. My pleasure.
for out of your day and letting us check out the beautiful truck that you got and talking some trucks. And hey, man, if we ever get out to
Shit.
your neck of the woods, we'll,
If we
we'll
ever
throw
get
you a
out
holler
More than welcome. You're more than welcome.
and let you know.
Oh, we're gonna hit a bow. We're gonna hit you up.
Yeah,
we're
we-
gonna hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is like, all
Yeah.
right, cool. We're tapering off. Oh
Yeah.
no, we are gonna have everywhere.
Oh
to go.
yeah, we're gonna be there.
Well, that's pretty well
I
when,
know
when
when I
I
get there, I'm gonna be like, "Where's the Hungry Jacks?"
that's
I know.
pretty well when I come over to the States and and Bobby and Rachel said, come round to my house. So
dude,
went around to theirs. Like as I said before, in Australia, majority of the mini truckers are one. Like most of my best mates are negative camber guys, severed tires guys, freaks
Nice.
of nature, relaxed atmosphere. I was with those guys at a wedding last night with the relaxed
Nice.
atmosphere guys.
Awesome. Hell
So
yeah.
so we're a smaller scene over in Australia, but we all link together.
You guys,
yeah.
you guys definitely seem a whole lot bigger.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
You-
you're- yeah.
out here. In,
Nah, well, it depends. I mean, most of your shows over there, you get hundreds, sometimes like 1,000 trucks.
Yep.
oh,
We
yeah,
don't
we
you don't get that
so-
many.
Yeah, so I mean, we get Pine. I think there's like 220, 240, 260 out here that show up. If you get into the Chevys out
Yeah.
here, we have Dino's Get Down.
Yes,
Dino-
I've heard of that. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Dino's Get Down. So the whole thing that Dino's strives off of is it's his birthday weekend.
Okay.
So it started out, at his house. The all right, cool. We're gonna take over the street, and then the
And
city
just
shut
got
it
bigger,
down,
and then
and
it
then
got
it went
bigger,
to
and
his
then-
shop.
right. Yeah.
Shop got end up. It was you had to walk a half a mile out here to get
Wow.
to the show, and then
Yeah.
it got shut down, and then he took over the Cardinal Stadium, and I think last year he had 7,500 trucks
Fuck.
in 2 days.
Uh-huh.
That's unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
how do you even? You
They're
can't
all
even see that many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's all Chevys. They come from everywhere, Canada,
Wow.
Maine, everywhere, all over, and it's just like, dude, like, god damn.
If
And
you ever,
it's mind
That's hectic. Yeah.
and if you ever get a chance, come out here and do that, man.
Oh
Like,
yeah, no, definitely.
Absolutely.
Or
Yeah.
add me on Facebook. You'll see this
Done.
year. And I go back and nope. I'll show all the fun
Yep.
the fun stuff.
Yeah. So thank you, Luke, for coming on.
No,
And
thank you guys. Awesome. Have a great night over there. I'll
you have a
probably
good-
what time is it here? It's 2:15 in the afternoon tomorrow your time. I'm in the future.
It's
So
9:15 on Thursday.
9:15 on a Thursday.
Yeah, 9:15 p.m.
PM. Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
So,
I'll,
all right,
I might go and crack a beer. So,
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, man. You have a wonderful day.
thanks, guys. Have an awesome night.
Take it easy.
Awesome. Thank you,
See
man.
ya.